Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings, so they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what helps, leave what doesn't. All right, Aquarius, let's jump on in. On your side of this connection, you have a know your worth with the Five of Swords. I definitely feel as if you struggle, like it's hard to trust this person for some reason. I don't know exactly why. I think I've got a pretty good idea just from the overall energy, which we'll see in just a second. But I feel like the way that this person handles this connection causes you to second guess your value. And I think that it's important for you to know that how other people treat you is not a reflection of your value, but a reflection of how much they value themselves. And I think when we're dealing with people who don't treat us well, or who don't choose us, or don't show up for us, or don't love us in the way that we desire to be loved, and we've constantly experienced not having what it is that we're looking for, we're going to start to believe that it's us, right? We're going to start to say, well, it must be me. I must not be good enough. When in reality, our relationships aren't a reflection of what we are deserving of, but what we think we're deserving of. I really like this card too. It says know your worth, and it has this little price tag here, and it says, myself and I value priceless. And I think that it's important to remember that your value is priceless. One of my favorite analogies of that is, if you handed someone a handful of diamonds and they took those diamonds and they just threw them in the trash, you wouldn't second guess the value of the diamonds. You would wonder why the hell that person was throwing away something so valuable, right? So in that scenario, obviously you're the diamonds. So don't second guess your value just because someone doesn't treat you in alignment with what you deserve, because it has nothing to do with your value. Now, this person, they have deja vu with the Five of Cups. So what I hear from, what I heard when I pulled this card, especially with this CD, was like same old song. Deja vu, repetition, you've been here before. I feel like this person, I feel like this could be taken in two different ways. I feel like this is either someone that you've been dealing with for a while, and it's like the same old song. They always, they always disappoint you, or they treat you a certain way, and it's like nothing ever seems to change. Or this is a new connection that is the same old song. It feels like it's happening exactly like your old connections or a past connection has. So either way, it's interesting because I feel like whatever you're experiencing in this connection, you've experienced it before. Like you've been here before, whether it's with this person or with someone else. And that typically means that there's some deeper cycle at play. Overall theme of the reading is past life relationship. So, and it says you have known each other before. So this was interesting with the deja vu. I feel like this connection, maybe when you met this person, it felt very familiar. You felt like you would, again, like maybe it felt like deja vu. Like you were like, I feel like I know you, or I feel like, it feels really comfortable. I feel like I've met you before. And it probably made, you feel really drawn to them in the beginning, and I feel like that was you being kind of drawn to a certain dynamic. Now, this Five of Cups is also interesting because I feel like this person is disappointed with how things are in this connection, even though I feel like they're the one causing it. Now, I'm not one to say, this is why we talk about 3 different sides, to a connection. I'm not one to say, like, this is all their fault and you've done nothing wrong, okay? But I do feel like one of the types of people that I think I struggle with the most are the type of people who create problems for themselves and then become the victim of those problems. They treat people poorly and then they feel like the victim when people leave, or they make mistakes and then they feel like the victim when those mistakes aren't cause like end up in some repercussions or whatever the case is. I feel like I struggle with those types of people because I honestly used to be one of those people. And I've had to work through a lot to learn to take accountability and things like that. But I do feel like how this person acts, it's like they act a certain way and it creates repercussions, like it creates conflict, or, you kind of start to distance yourself or push them away and then they get all upset about that, even though it was like their action that caused it. Now, in between this connection, you have reciprocity with the lovers. So I feel like this is that reminder that you are deserving of reciprocity in a relationship. You are deserving of receiving what it is that you have to give. You're deserving of experiencing the love, the kindness, the grace, the empathy, all of those things that you so freely give. You are deserving of experiencing those given back to you. But I feel like you second guess whether or not you are deserving of that because maybe you've never experienced it before, or maybe you constantly experience the lack of it, which has made you start to believe that that's all that you can have, which is natural and normal. We tend to expect what it is that we've experienced, but that's why I feel like the first card out of the gate was know your worth. But let's see. That was just the overall energy. So let's dive on in. This is for Aquarius' side of the connection. You have know your worth with the 5 of Swords. Aquarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. The way that just came out. Star in reverse. This person has dimmed your light. This connection to this person it's caused you to dim yourself. I feel like this connection requires you to make yourself smaller than you are, or to I don't know, almost like I don't want to say be someone you're not, maybe a little bit, but I certainly feel like this connection has started to dim your light because of how this has affected you. The 4 of Wands in reverse, I feel like I don't know, it's almost like you've started to believe that how this person undervalues you, you've started to believe as if that's the truth of your value. And that Spirit wants you to snap on out of that. Like real quick. Other people don't determine our worth. Other people don't determine our value. How other people treat us is not a reflection of our true value. And I feel like that is I have said it a couple of times in this, I feel like that is such a core message in this reading. What does Aquarius need to know about their side of this connection to the person they are dealing with? Aquarius' side of the connection. I want it to flip all the way around or hit the table is what I was going to say. 2 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my goodness. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. There's a 10 of Cups in reverse. There's the Tower. Okay. You have a lot of love for this person. And I feel like in addition to that, you have a lot of empathy for them. I feel like you really, it's like, I don't know, you feel very connected to them though. And I feel like because you love and care about them so much, that I feel like you're willing to kind of look past a lot of things. It's like you're kind of, you overlook certain things that they do or certain things that they say. It's like you avoid, or you just kind of brush past things But that's what started to dim your light. It's almost like, it's a good example. It's like, say that like your light is this just like really beautiful like fire. But then every time, you kind of brush past something or ignore something or justify something, it's like that fire gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Oh my gosh, literally, fire. It's right here. It's like the flame, your light starts to get smaller. It's almost like water is getting dumped on your fire, on your light. Now, I think that's really, that happens when we love and when we care about someone. We're kind of willing to put ourselves through the fire for them. Fire seems to really be a theme in this reading. Maybe you're dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, I don't know. I haven't seen King of Wands or Queen of Wands or anything, but I feel like it's almost as if your love for this person has kind of started to override your love for yourself in a way. Almost as if I don't want to say you love them more than you, but you're acting like your decisions align with like prioritizing them and making sure that they're happy, making sure their needs are met, when in reality, and then you are here constantly, kind of being the light for them. But they just they take more of your light, and then you're left with less light. I feel like that's a better analogy. It's like you have this light, and you're constantly helping them light, helping their light. Like every time you do that, it's like you lose a little bit of yourself because they're not helping you in return. They do feel like there's a lack of reciprocity. Aquarius decided this connection to the person they are dealing with. Ten of Swords. Oof. This has been painful. And I feel like this Ten of Swords has happened over time. I feel like that's kind of the dimming your light analogy. It's like, I feel like it wasn't just like, maybe it was one big thing, okay? I don't want to say it wasn't, but I ultimately feel like even if one big thing did happen, there were a lot of little things that kind of lead it up to like that big thing that like ended up really hurting. It was like one sword in the back after another. It's just like, ouch, 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 ouch. And no wonder you don't trust them, because I feel like, if someone hurts you, you're going to stop believing that they're not going to hurt you, right? You're going to stop trusting that they're going to treat you well. And I feel like that really is what kind of started to happen in this connection. But you have this love for them and this care for them, so you've held on out of that, which is understandable. But, I think that's why, again, know your worth, like recognizing that like your value is priceless. And if this person is consistently showing up, not, in alignment with that value, you gotta take your power back. You gotta take your light back. You should never dim your light for anybody. Okay. This person's energy toward Aquarius, deja vu with the Five of Cups. What does Aquarius need to know about this person's energy toward them? It was kind of interesting at the beginning of this reading. It's like when I pulled the overall energy, I thought that it was going to be kind of lighthearted. Or like a little bit more like of a surface level thing that we're talking about. But then as I started pulling cards, it feels like we were getting deeper and deeper into what this, what's really going on. And I feel like you didn't want to go there, Aquarius. I feel like you don't want to go, like it's like you don't want to face that, or you don't want to deal with that, or I don't know, it's like you didn't want to let me in a way. Because I kind of felt this energy of, well, but you still wanted the answers, so it's not like I just forced my way into your energy. But anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, this person's energy toward Aquarius. Maybe you're like, I just wanted to watch a fun tarot reading. Why am I crying right now? This person's energy toward Aquarius, deja vu with the Five of Cups. This person's stuck running, stuck in a cycle of running. There it is. They don't like the way they act in this. That's what the Five of Cups is. It's like, so Six of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords, and the World. It's like they have this cycle. They have regret. It's like they regret the way they act after it happens, but then they do it again. They're stuck in this cycle. And I feel like, I mean, that's something I can certainly relate to. In past relationships that I'd been in, like, I would, say things that I would regret in the heat of an argument, or do things that I would regret, and then like feel that regret, but then do it again next time I was feeling super emotional. It's because I had a pretty intense lack of self-awareness, and I also didn't really know how to take accountability for my actions. I'm not excusing any of it. I've learned and grown a lot from that place, but that's kind of what this feels like. It's like, I don't know what they do or what happens, but they like do things and then they're like, oh, I regret doing that. That'll never happen again. I'm so sorry. But then they do the same thing, the same old song. It's like, but then they have this regret with the Five of Cups. They're like upset about the things that they do. And so I feel like you come in with all your empathy and you're like, oh, it's okay. I know you didn't mean to. You're hurt. You hurt people. I understand you. But then I feel like that empathy gets you into trouble because you have so much empathy for this person that it's almost like you've started lacking empathy for yourself. Remember, there is such a thing as toxic empathy. It's when we have so much empathy for other people that it becomes harmful to self. This person's energy toward Aquarius. So I feel like they don't like how they act. They do regret their actions, but there's no change in them. They do the same things. They act the same way. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Because, yeah, and I knew we were going to see that because I could feel it. Because they have a lot of love for you. I don't feel like it's interesting that that's showing up in the same place. I almost feel like it's like there is this mutual love and care that you guys have for each other. But this person has no idea how to show up for that love. Someone loving you and someone knowing how to love you are two very different things. Someone knowing how to love you is someone who knows how to love themselves. And this person, it doesn't feel like they do that because if they wanted to change their behavior, they would love themselves enough to do it, to open up to actually being able to receive a healthy reciprocal relationship. But it feels like they do things and then regret those things because of how it affects the connection. And all the while, you're just, it's like you keep, brushing it off or trying to move past like the things that they do or the things that they say or whatever happens. And then you've just ended up here hurt time and time again. Because of it. I do feel like they love you and I feel like they care about you, but I don't feel like they know how. And that's what's so important is we have to understand that we're not just looking for people to love us. Of course somebody loves you, Aquarius. You're lovable as hell. You're deserving of that love. But does that person know how to love you? Do they treat you in alignment with love? Do they know how to show up for it? Or are they just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Right? And I feel like this is about knowing that, the way that this person, this is their own thing they've got going on. Because if they love and care about you but have no idea what to do about it, like that's their own cycle. And the only thing that you can do is make sure that you're showing up with love for yourself over the love that you have for this person. Because when we over prioritize the love we have for other people to the extent that we love ourselves less, we're going to experience the direct reflection of that in our relationships, because our relationships with other people are a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves. So if you're loving yourself less in order to love someone else, well, you're going to receive not being loved like you deserve. This person's energy toward Aquarius. I get this feeling that this person is like like you see them as damaged, or they're kind of considered damaged. And I feel like when we, see someone who we consider damaged, has been damaged, whatever the case is, and we see a certain level of damage and brokenness in ourselves, we sometimes rationalize those connections by saying, well, I'm damaged and this person is damaged, so we're perfect for each other. But the thing is, Aquarius, you are not damaged. You are a human being who has been put through a lot, and you're healing and you're growing. But you don't want to attract people that bring out the part of you that's damaged. You want to attract people that brings out the part of you that is healed. The part of you that knows that you're lovable, not the part of you that doesn't believe you're lovable. And I think that I've experienced, I've kind of noticed this a lot in the comments too, where it's like, well, we both have issues, or we're both, we both have pain, we both have hurt. Of course you do. Of course you do. We are all human beings. We all have baggage. We've all been through trauma. We're all healing. We're all growing. It's the freaking point of why we're here, right? But your trauma and what you've been through and the level of damage that you believe you have is not a justification for allowing other people to treat you poorly. And sometimes we believe that because of how we're hurt, that it's almost like, well, then, I need to be with other damaged people because I'm not good enough for people that are healthy emotionally and know how to love well. Or we think those people don't exist because I've only ever experienced being in connections with people who are damaged, Look at how you might find yourself often falling into the role of the fixer or the saver or the healer of other people, but to the extent to where you are in the end getting hurt because you're trying to save, fix, or heal other people, which is ultimately you trying to save, fix, or heal yourself through them. So I don't know. I feel like looking at the greater dynamic that's happening in this connection is really, really important, because this is a common dynamic for you in relationships, which keeps you ending up like in the same position in your relationships, like betrayed or abandoned or whatever the case might be, like hurt to the point of no return. And maybe this has kept happening because, again, I kind of heard like same old song. Like this feeling that you're experiencing in this connection is not new for you. It might be more intense than you've ever experienced it before, but it's not a new experience. And that's why I feel like this past life relationship is so important. This past life relationship card is so important, because this is a dynamic that keeps appearing in your love life that only you can break. So, you're dealing with someone who does love you and does care about you, but doesn't know how to love and care about you. And that's really hard, because we still have to make the better decision for ourselves and recognize that even though somebody loves us, they don't know how to love us, and we can't allow ourselves to continue to get damaged because of the fact that they don't know how to love us in the right way. With this King of Cups in reverse, I feel like this person can be a little bit like emotionally manipulative a little bit. Like maybe they have a tendency to be like, well, feel really sorry for me. I'm really broken. I have all these problems. I have all these issues. I've been through so much and all of these things that are wrong with me. And it's almost like maybe they guilt trip a little bit, or maybe they make you feel bad for them to the extent where you continue to invest in the connection. Don't feel guilty for choosing yourself, for doing what is best for you, even if it is not necessarily what's best for someone else. Now, I'm not saying screw other people, only focus on your needs, okay? No. But when you are in a situation where you are getting damaged because somebody else continues to treat you poorly over and over and over again, you are the only one who can create change in that experience so that you can align with the love that you are deserving of, instead of the love that you've been taught that you are deserving of. Because again, we accept what we think we deserve, and I'm not saying that it's your fault, okay? What I'm saying is that you have been taught through your experiences, through the way that you were treated in childhood, through the way that you've experienced your adult relationships, you've been taught, this is all that I'm worth. This is all that I'm deserving of. Because in your mind, this is all you've ever experienced. So of course you feel that way. The universe is saying, no, this is a cycle. This isn't a reflection of what you deserve. This is a reflection of what you think you deserve, what your trauma and your heartbreaks have taught you that you are worth. It is not a reflection of what you are actually worth. You are the only person that can determine that. You are the diamonds. This person, if they are not handling those diamonds with care, if they are not treating those diamonds like the valuable, precious jewels that you are, this person isn't handling you with the value that you deserve, the value and care that you deserve to be handled with. That is literally the universe saying this person doesn't know how to love you like you deserve, not the universe saying this is all you get. Okay, so try to keep that in mind moving forward. In between this connection, you have reciprocity with the lovers. I am going to hop on over to the extended. We are going to look at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. I have an advice card that I'll be pulling at the very end from your spiritual team. Thank you so much, Aquarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Aquarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aquarius.